Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today I'm going to show how to do a very simple wedding card. We're going to start off with a piece of very vanilla, that's half a piece of A4 sheets or your standard cardstock if you're imperial measurements, and I've gone just a little bit smaller, so on mine that is 10 centimetres by 14 centimetres, also in very vanilla. So we're going to make this very light and simple. I'm going to stamp with some delicate doilies and also with the hearts from the Confetti background stamp set. And I'm going to stamp that in Sahara Sand, some very pale images. And I don't want to sort of go too strong on anything. So just a couple of little ones from that stamp set. And then the hearts. Not everywhere, but just trailing across the card, like that. I'm then going to have the Happy I Do Day. This is from Wordplay, she says, quickly looking in her drawer. This is from Wordplay, and very nice little image. I'm going to use some gold embossing powder to put this image on. So when you're embossing, best thing to do is start with your embossing buddy. It stops you getting static, which can build up and make the get those little specks which are not so pretty with embossing. Our embossing powders come in little pots, but I always put them in slightly bigger ones so that I can just tip the embossing powder back in. So I'm going to stamp my Happy I Do Day down there in Versamark. I can see a little back of a dimensional in there, but never mind, we'll just give that a miss and just tap that over. Make sure that's well covered. Put the embossing powder aside, and then I've got my. Are you laughing at me? I'm dropping everything today, and I'm going to just use the heat gun. Sorry about the noise from that. If you've got the brand new Stampin' Up heat gun, you will notice how much quieter it is. I've still got the old one. Another thing on my wish list. And look at that, isn't that beautiful? So we've got that lovely Happy I Do Day embossed. Okay. The other thing I'm going to stamp and emboss is a little butterfly. This is from Papillion Potpouri. We've got punches for both sizes of the butterflies now, so I've gone for this little one here. And I'm going to stamp that just in, was that one of the things that went on the floor? No, I'm going to stamp that in Sahara Sand, just again very subtle, and punch that out with a little matching punch. And I'm going to take some of the tiny weeny little pearls, which are mostly what I've got left here, as it happens, and just pick those up. I usually do this with scissors, but with the really tiny ones, where's my butterfly gone? There he is. With the really, really tiny ones, actually the pricking tool is a little bit easier. And my tips for this are press them down first and then slide the pricking tool underneath, and you should get the adhesive on there. If you leave your adhesive behind, go back with your pricking tool and pick it up again. You can do that with the scissors on the larger ones as well, and use the adhesive like a glue dot. So there we go. I am going to also stamp. Can you see here we've got the little tiny antennae? So I'm going to stamp those antennae put our butterfly. I think I'm going to just put him right there. And I'm going to take just an edge bit of the dimensionals. Let's pop on the back there. So I don't want to see any dimensionals around there. And just lift him up a little bit. And you can see how delicate that is. And the final thing that I'm going to do, get my ribbon scissors, is I'm going to take 3 of the vanilla trim flowers and have those separately. Now there's lots of different ways to glue these on. Glue dots work well, but snail also works with these, so I'm going to put 3 little lines of snail, and I'm going to pop my flowers on there. And then I'm going to finish this with popping this layer up on dimensionals. Now because I've heat embossed, this is not quite as flat as I would normally like it when I'm putting dimensionals on. So I'm putting a couple of extra ones on. One of my class ladies, Rini, will laugh because she would put on this many anyway. But I personally wouldn't normally put quite that many on. But I want to keep that nice and flat. There we go. I shall clear here. It's just a very simple card. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. Come back soon to Elizabeth's Craft Room for more ideas and videos.